What do we have here? We got the Sitivien.
Sitivien.
One of the least stupid sounding Chinese budget knife brand names.
ST999. And once again, we're on the Appalachian Trail. That vicious killer of men. The Appalachian Trail. I'm sure some people have died on it. And yeah, I'm barefoot. So what? People do that. People hike barefoot. It's a thing. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so we got the ST999. This is the same knife that Lefty EDC did a video on, and I critiqued his video. I didn't really critique it. I just tried to figure out why we had two different knives, and then also what the heck was the cause of his detent lash. And I'm hoping he gets back to me and tells me if I got it right or not. Maybe he could check his, or, you know, he may have gotten rid of it a long time ago. I don't know. But if he knows, it'd be cool to find out. You might hear some hikers in the background, some people messing around, because I'm right here at mountain crossings along the Appalachian Trail. So I'll tip the camera up so you can see the view I'm getting while I'm doing this. It's kind of unfair, really. Beautiful view. All right, back to this silly knife. So anyway, my review of this thing. I like it a lot. One little downside of it that I've noticed, when you close it, this choil, it has a choil, of course, but when you close it, that choil disappears and the blade comes up against your thumb. So you better have your thumbnail down like that, not the side of your thumb like that, because it will cut into the side of your thumb, and then you'll get, you know, some of that action going, which I've already gotten many times from it. Been bleeding many times from it. So you have to be careful. Be careful when you're closing it. Figure out how to do it. I usually just let it drop some and never get down to my finger, and then let it drop the rest of the way. Let's see, what's another negative on this guy? The ergos. Lefty EDC love the ergos on it. I think they're good, but they're not my favorite. The choke up position could be better. It could use a little bigger of a sharpen, or not a sharpening choil, but almost like a finger choil there. And if it did, you might get the benefit of it hitting your thumb on the nail instead of cutting into the side of your thumb too. If this choil went, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch higher, something like that, might be something I'll do. Who knows? But I like it the way it is too. It's very nice. The tumbled kind of dark titanium finish is great. The finish on the blade is great. The finish is great. I think the fit and finish on mine is better than his. My carbon fiber doesn't seem to stick up much past the edge like his did. I mean, it's not as good as a Riat, okay? It's not as good as a $400 and $500 knife, but it's really, really well made. Whoops, I just moved my whole mat there. Pieces of tree are falling down onto it, but that's okay. He made a comparison to, what the heck was it? Mini Tempest. And I think that's a little unfair. Mini Tempest is, you know, a great knife, so you can't really compare it to that. But I'm thinking a Tucson. I have a particular Tucson in mind that I have. And he didn't mention Tucson, even though they make a lot of knives that are kind of similar in some ways. This is a Jelly Jerry. What is this? This is the TS 216, 215, 216 or 215. I can't read it. But it's kind of similar in a lot of ways. Front flipper. It's got a fuller. Well, I mean, not a fuller, but this has a thumb hole, but it kind of, you know, they act the same. You can open it with that same way. Now, the build quality, I think, is a little bit nicer on the Tucson. Just a little bit. Maybe it's just personal preference. I think I like the micro milling in there. Now, they don't bring their carbon fiber down even with the titanium. They let it sit up real high, and that's you know, you might not like that, or you might. It doesn't bother me kind of either way. It's not sharp edge. They actually put a little bit of a chamfer along the edge too, so it's not like they did it by accident. They did it on purpose. Now, would it be better if it was down level? Maybe, yeah, but it's not bad. What did this guy cost? I think around $100, but it's 14C28N, where this is S35, so better steel. Overall, I think I would rather have this for $100 than this one for even $109, but not by much. I like them both. I think they're both great. I think this one's just a little bit more well thought out design, aesthetically mostly. So it's just, my personal preference. So that's a great Tucson. It's one of the best Tucson, in my opinion, that they make. So comparing it maybe not be fair. Sitivien's not known for their super awesome designs or anything. They're just doing their best. They got an in-house designer, I assume, and they've cobbled this thing together. Whoa, I just realized what one of the inspirations for this Sitivien knife might be based on the Microtech Anax. So if you see some similarities there, yeah, I'm not surprised, but it clearly isn't a direct ripoff, but maybe pretty inspired by. And it's got some funky bits like, what's going on with this dip right there? What's the point of that? I don't know what the point of that is. I guess it's just aesthetic, but it's a weird little cutaway into the blade there that doesn't seem to do anything. It's just like, I don't know. Now another thing is the fuller. The fuller cut that catches your finger is pretty thin. It could be a little thicker. They could have gone in a little deeper into the cut and it would have been a lot easier to catch. Now that leads to an interesting way of opening it. Instead of just the normal reverse flick, I do this thing where I kind of put my finger kind of down the whole side of it because it catches on that sharp fuller all the way, and that really opens it faster than this. This is fine, it works fine, but this kind of diagonal sideways finger opening that I've never used before works really good on this one. Well, that's kind of a neat sound. I hope you can hear that. When you open it and stops on the detent, then you pop it down, it makes like a little bell ting. Or unless you double clutch it. We'll edit all that out, and then we'll only have me doing it right. So I took the knife into an acoustically perfect public restroom, turned out the lights because they were buzzing, and used my night vision military grade camera to record this. There we go. See, I don't even know if you could hear that little ting over the wind and whatever else. There we go. There we go. So, do I recommend this guy at the price that it's at now, which is I think $159 or $169. You can check for yourself. Use Lefty EDC's link, which I'll put down here in my description too, because I don't have a link. I don't have a sales thing with Amazon, so wouldn't help me any if you just went to Amazon and bought it. So we'll help out Lefty EDC if you buy one and buy it with his link. Now when I bought it, it was on sale. They had it like a super sale. It was on sale for $109. This is a great knife at $109 in my opinion. At $129, it's still a really good deal. $139, definitely more than fair. $150, $49, I don't know what the hell I'm at. But around $150, it's, that's kind of that break-even point to me. $169, you're getting into territory where you can maybe find something better without too much trouble. I think they're $169 or $159 now. That's a little high. But if you really like the shape and the design, then get it, I think $169 is not outrageous. It's not an unfair price. Now back to the ergos. The way it sits, it kind of traps your two fingers here. Now maybe you do it this way. Your pinky finger here, your two fingers here, and you're way up off of this area up there. Or you're here, and you're kind of spreading your fingers out a little bit. And if you have bigger hands, your hand's going to do that anyway. It's going to be sitting just like that. It's just kind of a little bit of a weird feel. He said the ergos were excellent. I think they're good. Like, not excellent, but good. Good enough. But the choke up position would be excellent. I think if that choil was just a little higher up, something like that. Because then your finger could go right up there But right now I feel the blade cutting into me a little bit right there, so it's not the right place. So when my pinky sits down here in this crook, my other finger wants to be a little bit higher than the blade will let it be. And I have, like, you know, I wear large gloves, or extra large gloves usually, but like Mr. Metal Complex says, that doesn't mean I have some kind of huge basketball player hands or something. They're just kind of on the larger side of normal, I guess. So what is the conclusion here? I think it's a really nice knife. This version, not the one Lefty EDC had, not that liner lock version. That one looks shitty to me. I wouldn't want it. I don't think I would want that one at all. But this one, I think is really good. And I think it's comparable to the really excellent Tucson, the TS215 or 216. Damn, I still can't read it. Oh, I have glasses. Let's see if we can read it now. Oh, I'm not sure if that's going to work, but if I put them on my face, it should work. It's a TS215. So, is the 215 a little better? I think it is. Although it's not quite as drop shutty. If you like drop shuttiness, if that's one of your criteria, the Sitivien is a little more drop shutty. Mine's basically just super controlled drop shutty, like hydraulically drop shutty. So, really nice knife. Is it worth the price it is right now? I don't know. That's up to you. Great front flipper. And you know what? I didn't see Lefty mention. It's also a thumb flipper. You can jam your thumb into that fuller right there, and it kind of hits that corner where the fuller turns, and it opens pretty nicely with the thumb. You just gotta, I mean, you don't even have to try that hard. You just kind of jam your thumb in there and press down and push. It's kind of hard to flub even. I think there's some ants biting my feet, so I'm going to wrap it up real soon here, real quick. Sitivien ST999. I think it's definitely worth a look. Definitely worth a grab if you find it at a good price. You know, it depends what that good price is to you. And it depends if you just really like this kind of style of the handle kind of looking the same at each end. I kind of like it. I think it's cool. Oh, mine has a little void. A little screw up, a little void in the carbon fiber right there. That's the only place I saw any voids. This type of carbon fiber, especially when it's from lower cost manufacturers, often ends up having voids in it. But this, mine is really nice. That's the only noticeable void in mine. And it could have been not a void in the actual carbon fiber, but a mistake when they cut it where they chipped it on the edge, which, you know, it's essentially ends up the same thing. It looks kind of ugly, but it is kind of a different thing. In other words, it's still good quality carbon fiber that they just kind of screwed up. Now, is it a great knife for the Appalachian Trail? Not really, but I like the Appalachian Trail, so I hang out there a lot. So that's why I review knives sometimes. Doesn't matter if they're good for the Appalachian Trail, because any knife's fine on the Appalachian Trail, really. Ouch. Yeah, this barefoot thing might not have been the best idea when the rocks get sharp. Freaking hell. Okay, the rest of the trail is pretty worn down, but this area gets messed with a lot because this is right near Neels Gap. We're heading up to Neels Gap right now. Is the only place on the Appalachian Trail where the trail goes through a structure. So I'll probably put my knife away so I'm not walking through an actual building where there's people, if there are people there, while I'm flipping a knife crazily. So we're heading to the building there. I think they have another name for it, but it's like, you know, it's like a place you can get new boots and a backpack, and when all your shit fails because you didn't prepare right for the trail. I don't see anybody, so maybe it's closed. So we'll keep flipping the knife until we actually see some people, because flipping the knife is fun. I do it on the trail all the time. Keeps the bears away. And you know, people say it's because they don't like the clicking noise. It's actually because they're afraid of pocket knives. They think you might stab them. So that's the real reason. All right, so here we go through the only place on the Appalachian Trail that goes through a building. 3, 2, 1. We're in the building. All right, from the Appalachian Trail, signing off. Have a nice day.